Rob. Great campaign manager right here, Rob Goodman. Give him a round of applause. He's doing a great job all these weeks. Very nice, Rob. Along with Ann Stahl, who's been our campaign manager extraordinaire since 1990 something. 2002. We got everybody's attention. We have a few introductions to make. And can you hear? Stan, can you hear? Hello? Can you hear in the back? Now can you hear? Great. Thank you. A few introductions to make. Of course, we're going to hear from our great mayor and council and why we all need to get out there and work for this over this weekend. And if there's anything that always worries us in this type of election, it's complacency by the voters, because everybody figures, they're running unopposed. There's really no tough competition. And what happens is people stay home. So we got to make sure people don't stay home. You got to call your friends and your family and your neighbors and make sure they get out and vote this weekend, vote on Tuesday. We got to remind everybody, because the only thing that can stop a major victory on Tuesday is complacency, and we're not going to let that happen, are we? I'd like to call a few people up. First, let me introduce some dignitaries that are here today. And you're rarely ever going to find in any election, in any campaign, so much bipartisanship that you're going to find right here tonight. And the biggest reason is because people at the county level, state level, federal level, all know the great job that Adam's been doing for 20 years and that this council's been doing for the last 4 years, and that they all need to get reelected to keep Long Branch moving in the right direction for the next 4 years. So no further ado, I wanted to introduce our very own local Congressman Frank Pallone, who's here. Frank's going to come up and say a few words, and then we have some other introductions.
Thanks so much. Let me reiterate about the importance of getting out to vote. You know, I just came down from Washington, and of course we're talking about November, and the biggest concern that everyone has, both Democrat and Republican, is people not turning out. So that is absolutely true. It's really important between now and Tuesday to make sure you call your friends and everybody comes out. Now let me just say, many of you know that I've lived in Long Branch all my life, and you know, we go back, I guess, 4 generations. And I have to tell you that in the last 20 or 25 years, since Adam Schneider and his council team have been here, we've never seen so much progress. And I'm not just talking about Pier Village. Obviously, Pier Village is an important part of that. But whether you look at the parks, you look at the recreation programs, you look at the schools, you look at the libraries, everything is constant progress. And I think one of the reasons for that is not only because they work together so well, but also because they spend a lot of time and they're very successful at getting grants from the state and the federal government. I was with Adam and John last week at an event, a small party that was held in Elbron. And you know, I was commenting about the fact that in the last few years it's been harder and harder because there have been so many cutbacks on the federal and state level in terms of funding that comes to towns. But even in the midst of that, the Schneider team has managed, I think, very successfully to capture a lot of that grant money. And that's important for a city like Long Branch. So whether you look at the initiatives that they have in the city, whether you look at their ability to capture money from other parts of the state or the federal government or the county, as was mentioned, that's why we see officials from every level here tonight, because they have been so successful, and people appreciate that. And I know that the people of Long Branch appreciate it. So let's all make sure that we go out and we re-elect this team. It is a great team that works together. I like them all. I've gotten to know them all more over the last 4 years, and I respect them a lot. So thanks again for inviting me, and let's get out there. Tuesday is the day, please.
Thank you, Congressman. Before we have any other additional speeches, just want to recognize a few people. From our Monmouth County Freeholder Board, John Curley. Thank you for coming out tonight. Great Sheriff from Monmouth County, Sean Golden. Thank you, Sheriff. And a guy who got his very political start right here in Long Branch in 1994 as our campaign manager. Now he's a superstar in the New Jersey State Legislature. And don't go through a red light or he'll be tracking you down. Beckman O'Scanlan. We have our Democratic, Monmouth County Democratic Chair, Bingo Powell. Hello, Vin. Couple candidates for Monmouth County Freeholder Board this year, Larry Luttrell. Joe Grillo. And 20-year councilman Mike DiStefano. Retired and the best treasurer this campaign has had this year. But I'd also like to bring up a very good friend to Long Branch, the director of the Freeholder Board, Tom Arnone, for a few words.
Thank you. First of all, I just gotta correct you a little because I'm not the director. We rotate the director, and this will make waves through Monmouth County if you're calling me director right now. But it's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be here because years ago, 4 years ago, when I was mayor of a small municipality, I knew the only way you're successful in those small municipalities is by being and governing all the people in your town, whether they're Republican, Democrat, Independent. And I focused on that when I decided to run on the Freeholder Board, as Freeholder Curley does and sits here right now, Declan does, the Sheriff does, and we all do. And I think that's what makes a successful organization. And when you look at that, and you look at the success that is around Monmouth County, and I look at all 53 municipalities, and you know something? The ones that strictly go all Republican, the strictly go all Democrats, you have that division, and you have those stumbling blocks. And then you come to a town like Long Branch that puts politics aside and cares about each and every resident in Long Branch. And that's why, as freeholders, and we look down at the successful towns, it's because it is governing body by the mayor and the council. And you know, they're great friends, and you never once hear about politics when we talk, and they call me and they request stuff from the county. I request stuff from Long Branch, and you know what? It's carte blanche, and it will always be carte blanche if these people are governing Long Branch, because they are not only making Long Branch successful, they're making Monmouth County successful, they're making the state of New Jersey successful. But complacency is a big thing. Everybody in this town knows how great they are, okay? But you have to leave here tonight and make sure that each and every one of you don't just go home and say, I'm voting for these guys. They're the best. You have to get on the phone and make sure you call 20, 30, 40, 50 people and make sure they know that they're the best. So that at the end of the day, it's not just a close race, it's an overwhelming race for a great town and a great administration, a great mayor and council. We're all for you. We know you're going to be victorious on Tuesday, and looking forward to the success you're going to have in Long Branch. Great job, Long Branch.
Thank you, former director.
Thank you.
I just want to clarify that, thank you. Now, let's bring up our candidates who have been working extraordinarily hard the last 4 years as elected officials to keep our great city moving forward. And obviously been working very hard during this campaign, have taken nothing lightly. They've been working as if, we always say, you gotta work like you're 30 points behind, no matter what the competition is. And that's what they've been doing. They've been working every day, day in, day out, weekends. Their families are working, and we appreciate all their efforts. First person I'd like to bring up is someone I had the pleasure of sitting next to for 16 years, who kept me straight for those 16 years, and 40 years ago as my dead mother, along with Michael. And Michael still, you still have to keep him straight. Please welcome Mary Jane Selly.
I would like to say hello to everybody and certainly to the dignitaries. Thank you for coming. All I want to say tonight is please go out and vote and bring your friends. Everybody has talked about complacency, and that's the most important thing in this campaign. I'm on a wonderful ticket. At the top of the ticket is Mayor Adam Schneider. And then we go down the line with Councilwoman Joy Castelli. And then the next person is Councilwoman Kate Billings. And I'm stuck in the middle. However, the next person is John Palone. And at the bottom of the ticket, but certainly not the last, is Michael Sirianni. And so I'm asking all of you to vote for all of us. And I would like to say thank you for coming. And you make us all feel good. But please go out and vote on Tuesday, November 13th. Thank you all.
Now we'd like to welcome the remaining members of our city council, of course, with Joy Castelli.
I'm going to follow Dr. Sally's suit here. I want to thank you as well, all of the dignitaries that have come out tonight. And years ago, I used to campaign for Mayor Schneider and the council, the previous council. I did it for many, many times, and I enjoyed it. And I knew how important it was to get out the vote. And I want you to know how much I appreciate that you're here today, because I know how much work it is, I know the commitment that it takes, and I want to thank you for making that commitment. We couldn't do it without you. There's no way. And our supporters are very important to us, and I thank you for that. Please, like Dr. Sully said, we need you to get out and call your friends. We need you to let people know why you would like to vote for us. And it has really been an honor for me to serve this town for the last 4 years. I've enjoyed it. We have more work to do. I'd like to be a part of it. I know we have good things in the future. And if you will allow me to, I would love to serve again for another 4 years. And I thank you again for coming.
Thank you, Joy. Now we'll bring up the third of our great trio of women representatives, Kate Billings.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I want to thank everyone who has supported our campaign for the last 3 months, whether it was financially, with time, or just that word of encouragement that, it's going to be okay and, we'll be fine. I have one more favor, and that favor is get out to vote on Tuesday. Make sure you get your family, your friends, because we need your support more than ever. And so, again, thank you for everything you've done, and we'll see you Tuesday night.
Before I forget, before you leave tonight, see Rob or Ann about things that you can do to help the team over the weekend and especially on election day. We're certainly going to need everybody's help on Tuesday, but there's a lot of work that happens between tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, all leading up to election day. So see Rob or Ann tonight and see what you can offer for the team for the weekend. And it'll be a big help because everybody will be out working all weekend. And with that, I'd like to bring up Councilman John Palone to say hello to everybody.
Thank you, Anthony. I also would like to just thank everyone for being here and for your support. Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be part of this team. I'm proud to work with the mayor and with this council. There's so many positive things that I can say about them all, but the one most important thing is that they care. They care about people, they care about the community, and I'm very proud to be part of it. And we are really just a big community here. We're a big family, and that's very special to all of us. So the important thing is, as many of my associates have said now, is to get out the vote, remind your families and friends, and again, thank you again for your support. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Very well said. And keeping in touch, in tune with your mention of family, we'll bring up a guy who comes from the largest families in the city of Long Branch, Michael Sirianni, besides his 4 brothers and 800 cousins that all live in West End. Certainly that's one of the largest families in town. So please welcome Councilman Michael Sirianni.
Good evening. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for electing this team, the mayor, in the last election. It's been a very strong, important learning experience and working for you these past 4 years. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for your support in this election. And the last one is thank you very much for coming out Tuesday and voting for us again. Please, as everyone said, bring your family, your friends. Do not go to the cemetery and pick up names. I would strongly not recommend doing things like that, but please come out and vote, because we still have work that has to be done. We've carried the torch from the last council, still with the same mayor, but we are all on the same page, and we still have plans for this city, and we're looking for more growth and excitement to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. And obviously, we're going to bring Adam up next, but just want to say, having known Adam for over 20 years and worked with him obviously pretty closely, that there is, you don't see it always reading the paper or here around town, but working with him, I can tell you, the guy really, truly cares. Cares about this city immensely. He's been through so many, led the city through so many difficult times, starting early on in his career, through the revitalization of the city. You know, it takes a guy with a lot of intestinal fortitude to really handle what this mayor has had to handle for over 20 years. Think about the work he did helping our city during Superstorm Sandy, something that's unprecedented. But he led our city. He chased down JCP&L trucks, literally chased them down to make sure electricity got turned on for our residents. Chased down the CEO of JCP&L to make sure that anytime there's an event like that ever again, that our city and other cities are better taken care of like we should have been. But he's put the city on his back. He cares immensely. He's been a great mayor, and he's even a better person. And I'd love to bring him up and say a few words. Adam, please get everybody fired up.
Wouldn't have been possible without some great friends. You know, the years I spent on council with Anthony and Mike and Faz and Mary Jane and Dave Brown. You know, I didn't know what the next 4 years, these past 4 years were going to be like, but with Mike and John and Kate and Joy and Mary Jane again. Different, but as much fun. And a staff of people. So, you know, all right, I did my job during Sandy, but Stan and his crew, the OEM crew, the firemen, the cops, the DPW, Chubb, you know, nobody does these kind of things, and I wouldn't do them if I wasn't enjoying it. You know, I made a promise 4 years ago, July 1st, getting sworn in again. One of the things I like to say, because, you know, there's always somebody in the crowd who's like waiting for the day when I'm not going to do this anymore. So I always like to tell them, well, maybe that day will come sometime. You know, let them have a little bit of hope. But I tell them as long as I still love the job, I'm going to keep doing it. And I still love this job because I work with great people. And now I'm going to ask you for one more thing, and you've heard it from the candidates. You're going to hear it from me, and then you're going to hear it over and over and over again for the next 5 days. You're going to hear it up until about 7:45 on Tuesday night. You got to vote. You know, my campaign motto, when I ran, you know, we'd be around, it'd be about 9:30. Johnny Brockmead would have yelled at us for knocking off early. And then we'd look at each other and go, gotta eat? And, you know, we'd go out. Now the motto is, gotta vote. There's nobody in this town that doesn't know who they're voting for. And I'm going to tell you, 80% are going to vote for us. But we got to get them to the polls. That's our job. So for the next 5 days, we're going to bug you over and over again. And we need you to bug everybody you know. Because you got to vote. And then Tuesday night, we're going to watch the returns go in, and then we're going to have a great victory party with all of our friends. Thank you very much.
And there you go. One more round of applause for our candidates. And please, before you leave, please don't forget to see Rob or Ann. And they're gonna put you to work, I promise, because we definitely need work over the weekend. You want to say a few words, Rob? That's the party. Election night, only if you work on the weekend and Tuesday are you allowed to come to the election night party Tuesday night. We're going to be taking attendance. But Tuesday night at Charlie's in North End is the victory party. So please be there. Please see Rob and Ann, and we'll see you working over the weekend. Thank you.